Here we go again.
Once said space is dark and cold. Our job is to bring light, bring warmth, bring life to wherever we go.
My problem with Star Trek right now is always that it's like very smug, very like overly like smiley happy at times, but it's also overly dark and insane. It's like they have the extremes wrong, right? Like in Star Trek Discovery, it was awful. Picard season 1 and 2, it was just murder and eyeballs ripped out. Discovery is just murder, cutting, and crazy. And then there's this weird other like goofy drama kid optimism, and it looks like they're focusing on that this season because how dark Star Trek has been. I don't know.
Is this a hit it situation?
It's whatever kind of adventure we want it to be.
Oh boy. I mean that is I mean, one thing that I'll give them some credit for, even as cringe as what I just heard was, that was very like sitcom like, or you know what I'm saying? Like that was a very sitcom like comment, but also a bit cringy. Like they're literally paying attention to his, like the command to go to warp is not supposed to be something that they talk about. You know what I mean? But Star Trek has turned it into a catchphrase because it's a catchphrase, because it naturally became a catchphrase. You know what I'm saying? Like Picard's engage like became like a thing that people said, but it's just the command. But now it's like it's a catchphrase for everybody. It's really annoying. And now it just plays up on it even more. Oh boy.
This crew is a team, the finest Starfleet has to offer.
Indeed.
It's possible they don't know about us.
They know about us.
There is evil in this universe, as sure as...
So, I'm gonna stop this video over and over again. So hopefully you've already watched the trailer, but because I know that's annoying, but that's the way I'm doing it. I'm sorry, like it's, I don't want to get copywritten too, or whatever you call it. You know, whatever they do. I don't know. This portal looks cool. This kind of looks cool. Looks sci-fi. I don't know why Pike is like comedy now. Like all Pike does is have these comedy lines. He's like a silly captain. You know what I mean? Like I don't know why Captain Pike has become a silly Billy captain. I mean, it's very cartoony, the show. It's becoming very sitcom and cartoony, which sitcom is good because that reminds you of old Star Trek. You want things to be end happy usually, or end on good terms all the time. But like there is a lot of cheesy in this to me, which could be okay, but I don't know.
There is evil in this universe, as sure as there is good.
The choices you make in that chair, they are yours to make and yours to live with.
We await your orders, sir.
Wait. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't wait for the new romances, guys. Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. This is a freaking girls drama show. Like this Strange New Worlds is starting to become like Doctor Who, exactly like it's feeding into the dorky sci-fi woman or like drama club girl. New romances is something that I never would think you would see at the beginning of a Star Trek trailer. Are you serious? I try to be optimistic about Strange New Worlds because Strange New Worlds episode 1 was like I was kind of like hopeful. I was like, man, this isn't quite right, but if this is how they're starting, it could get a lot better. And then season 2 of Strange New Worlds was so bizarre and wrong. It's the wrong that I can't stand, right? Like, Mbenga killing a Klingon at the end of an episode, and they're just like, yep, I guess he murdered someone, but whatever, on to the next episode. Like, it's okay he murdered someone because the guy was a bad guy. That is not Star Trek. And that would not be accepted in Star Trek. I actually liked that episode. It kind of reminded me of a Star Trek episode until the end. And my point in saying this is there's always something in Strange New Worlds where it's like it's looking acceptable enough, and then they just murder it at some point in the episode. And this murders the trailer. New romances? Who cares? That's not what Star Trek is about. I want less romances. I could use less romances. Too many romances are going on in all the Star Treks recently. New romances? No. No, no, no. Stop it. No.
You don't trust me with your best friend?
You don't trust me with your baby brother. It's madness.
We have to stop this invasion. Prepare all weapons.
That looked pretty cool.
We are going to find our way out of this together.
Also, like, and I don't know how the show's going to be, but like the cheesiness of like, we're all going to do this because we have to. We're together. The universe was dark, but now, like, that's not, like, Star Trek is supposed to be, the exploration, the sci-fi. But recent Star Trek is all about feelings. Like, whoever is in charge of these scripts and writing this stuff, there should be somebody there who's like, it's not about your feelings. It's Star Trek. Remember that, guys. It's not about, I feel. It's not about that. In the future, you're a little more cold and calculated. Like, or you're a little bit more, neutralized. But there's just there's so many feelings. So much feelings. Like, I would dare someone to make a trailer in the old school shows and try to, like, somehow make it match this vibe.
It's 1 in 1,000 we get it done right or don't blow ourselves up along the way. I like those odds. We'll just turn it off before we blow up.
See, again, every line from Pike is like an attempt at, like, comedy or being cutesy. Like, there's not a lot of Pike where he's like, I'm the captain. It's always like, it's like Captain Pike is in a cartoon as the comedy relief and everybody else is something else, which is not what Captain Pike was, I don't think, on Discovery when he showed up and it was like, oh my God, there's a Star Trek character. This is a real Star Trek character. Oh my God, Captain Pike. The show is terrible, but that guy right there, he feels like Star Trek for some reason. And it's not because he's a white guy or male or whatever. It was just his attitude was more Star Trek, what you were used to. And now he's like, I hope we don't die. Well, we'll just tell them no one was home, or we'll tell them we made a mistake. What do we do if we die? Don't die. Like, it's just like, what is...
Why would you?
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Patton Oswalt is a disgusting human being. And now we have to look at him in this show and the trailer, and it's just puke-inducing. Oh, my God. He's awful.
Give me 5. Now, down low.
Why would you do that?
Because you are too slow.
I can understand that, like, Spock has a little bit of, like, some of this in the movies, but when you look at Spock on the original series, he is funny, but when he's not even really trying to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's funny because he's so cold, and he's just so like he is whatever. This Spock is like trying to be funny, or are they like trying to like make him funny all the time, or like silly or stupid? They're always making fun of Spock on this show. Like the women treat him like, yeah, stupid Spock. This is such like a cartoon or a comic, silly. I mean, new romances, new adventures. Oh my God, bro. I'm concerned for this. I'm worried about Scotty because I know Scotty was a little funny in the movies a couple of times. But in the TV show, Scotty, I don't think was like ever really funny that much in the show. He was very serious. But in the Star Trek J.J. Abrams movies, he's like the comedy relief. And then in the Star Trek original series movies, when he's older in the 80s, Scotty is mostly serious the entire time, except for, I think maybe like in Star Trek 4, there's one funny moment where he thinks the computer can hear him if he clicks the mouse, and he holds it up like a speaker, and he goes, "Computer." Like, that's funny. But it's like he's not trying to be funny. It's just funny that he thinks that's how you can talk to the computer. And then it's funny in Star Trek 5 when he says he knows the ship like the back of his head, and then he rams, and then his head smashes into a pipe and he falls over. That is such a slapstick, stupid thing. That's William Shatner's fault, right? Scotty has never done anything like that, but it was like, I like it. I think it's funny. So we've seen Scotty with a couple of funny moments, but it seems like they're just out of the necessity for comedy relief and like kind of like a silly, goofy, dumb, they need to do something. And Scotty can, I suppose it's okay in a way, but it's definitely different than the character was. And so I am a little concerned. So maybe, though, optimistically, this guy, I've seen him in a couple of different moments in the show, and I feel like they're going to kind of like balance him. So I do have optimism for this character. I don't remember the actor's name, but I mean, he looks pretty good, like Scotty. And there are times where I see him and he's pretty serious looking like Scotty. And then there's other times where he definitely could have some little funny moments. And I think that's okay if they keep the balance with him. But they really got to stop making Pike ridiculous. Everything is funny and heartwarming until it's not. I don't know.
It's 1 in 1,000 we get it done right or don't blow ourselves up along the way. I like those odds. We'll just turn it off before we blow up.
I mean, I don't want to complain because I don't, like Discovery is so dark and Picard season 1 and 2 were so dark. I mean, Picard season 3 is pretty dark too, but I like Picard season 3. That's the only Star Trek that I've liked since 2005. So, but I mean, again, I would think that since most of the same people are writing this show that have been writing it, that I'm going to be the same way I have been the last couple of seasons, where it looks pretty well lit like Star Trek. It looks like Star Trek, kind of. But it's got a little bit of something off about it. And there are going to be continuity things, probably. So there's just enough to jab me to make me fall apart. You know what I mean? Like, it's too cartoony, jab. It's too silly, jab. It's not quite Star Trek, jab. It's the continuity is wrong. This character is acting out of character, jab. This isn't supposed to happen yet. You're not supposed to see these people yet. This is happening wrong, jab. It's like, and then I fall apart. And it's like I went from thinking like I go from thinking I kind of like the show to I hate the show. It's weird. I go from I like this show kind of to I hate it. And it's a different type of hate than Discovery, I feel like when people are too overly happy, it's disingenuous because then at the same time, M'Benga will kill somebody, and then nobody cares. And it just doesn't seem right. Things don't add up, like I said. There were some times last season, in the second season, where it's like the singing episode or whatever that was very cringy. It was like Uhura was so excited in the episode for some reason, and I just felt that was weird. Like, this craziness is going on, and Uhura is just always like, yeah, this is great. Like I love him. Yeah, like what is going on? You know, it's very weird. Instead of being like, we got to figure out what's going on. Like, this is crazy. It's like she was like in on the joke. It was like she was in on it. Like, she knew. It was almost like she was part of causing the singing to happen. Like, she was like, I love this because I made this happen. It was like a genie was like, hey, I'm either going to kill your entire crew or I want everybody to sing for like a whole day and then everybody has to sing. And she's like, so everybody dies or I can make everybody sing. It's up to you, Uhura. Yeah, let's go with the singing, but you can't tell anybody that you know about it. Okay, I won't. All right. And then she knows that she just saved everybody, but everybody's going to sing for like an entire day. So she's like, here it comes. You ready? Oh my God, this is crazy. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was just weird. It was very strange, and it's tailored to the Wicked crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like, the people that love theater and drama, but the singy theater and drama, the musicals. That's what this is tailored to. The musicals, the Buffy the Vampire Slayers, the people, the CW girls on teen whatever the hell. Like, this isn't really tailored to Star Trek fans, in my opinion. But it's done a good enough job that it's convinced certain people that it is great Star Trek. So there's an audience for this show. Like, and their most successful one, because Discovery was complete trash, right? It was like complete trash. This has hooked at least some people, and a lot of people. Like 40, I would say, if you had a potential of all the fans, you have 40% of the fans are watching this for real. Like, they're actually like, let's go. Like, what was Discovery? Like, who watched that? I don't even know. This I can kind of understand how they're hooking, like, moronic people or people that are, like, not the, you know what I mean? They're not into the science part of it. They're just like, Star Trek. Like, or the girls that like Doctor Who, like, ooh, yeah, it's a spaceship and there's guys and we're going to hook up. Like, those people like Star Trek now. You know, it doesn't make sense to me. That's why even Pike, he's not like a cool captain anymore. He's like a goof. Like, in the trailer, does he say anything that's not like... I mean, I guess he hooks up with a girl.
Bring warmth. Bring life to wherever we go. Is this a hit it situation?
So there it is right there. That's a funny thing. He didn't say that line, but she said it.
It's whatever kind of adventure we want it to be.
I mean, comedy.
Indeed.
That's probably the last scene of the first episode or the last scene of the last episode.
It's possible they don't know about us. They know about us.
See, there's a joke. He's involved in it. That's joke number 2 he's involved in. That time he said it, so that's 1.
About us.
There is evil in this universe as sure as there is good.
The choices you make in that chair, they are yours to make and yours to live with.
At least he's pretty serious right there. Or, you know what I mean? Like, he's pretty serious right there. Give you that one.
We await your orders, sir.
Again, Captain Kirk, the guy playing Kirk, it's like he kind of looks like Kirk, but he looks like it's like a parody of Kirk. I don't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's like a parody. It's not quite there. It's like when I feel like it's Jim Carrey playing Kirk or something. I don't know. He doesn't quite... I don't fully still buy him as Kirk yet. It's like... I don't know.
Prepare all weapons. Prepare all weapons.
But, there's some promise, I suppose.
We are going.
Spock is punching people again, just like in Discovery. I mean, maybe the guy said, I need you to punch me. I want to see how hard a Vulcan hits or something. But I don't know. Spock is hitting people, and in Discovery he talked about hitting people, which didn't make any sense at all. I just worry that, I don't know, it's just more of the same from people that don't know Star Trek.
We are going to find our way out of this together.
I mean, it looks, hopefully it's all right. I mean, but it's probably not, because neither of the other seasons were, so. I think I thought, I don't remember 100%, but I think I thought the first season of Strange New Worlds was like a 6 out of 10. And I think I gave the second season a 5 or something, or a 4, or whatever. And Discovery is so low that I wouldn't even bother rating it, because I wouldn't even do it. But, I stand by that I kind of liked episode 1 of Strange New Worlds, the first season. I kind of liked episode 1. There's a couple episodes that I liked. Other people had problems with them, like continuity things and stuff, and I was like, well, yeah, it's not good, but I guess, I don't know. And then they did stuff that was so bad that it was like hard to watch. And they got a great opening theme. Love the opening to the show. This looks cool. But I wish Terry Matalas was involved still in Star Trek, so he could tell people, what are you doing? I wish I was working for I wish I was working on Star Trek myself. I really wish I was working on Star Trek just so I could, you know what I'm saying? Just to like, I'm like, it means a lot to me. I feel like they're like, it's being ruined in some ways, like, but it's not. I mean, like, the actors are all great. The actresses, the actors, some of the writing is really good. A lot of the stuff is really good. It's just this like 30% of it that's like, ah. And if they fixed that, they would have a much bigger audience too, because all the people that aren't watching would probably watch it, and they would maximize their audience. I'm assuming that the maximum of their audience would be like, everybody that liked Discovery is watching this. Everybody that likes Strange New Worlds is watching it. And everybody that likes Picard season 3, 1, 2, 3, or whatever of that, they're all watching this. And maybe even some older Trek fans would finally be like, let me check it out. I just got done rewatching all the original series. I used to love Star Trek. Haven't watched it in a while, but I just got done watching for the last year all the old stuff. I heard there was new Star Trek out, but people said it wasn't that good. And now they have to figure out what to choose to watch. Can you imagine an older fan who's like 40 years old or older, like 60 years old, 50 years old, 70 years old, 40-year-olds, whatever they are, and they're like, let me watch the newest, what's the new thing? Oh, yeah, it was Discovery. I never watched that. 4 seasons. Okay, and they start watching it, like, bro, they're going to be like, what the hell is this? They're going to turn it off. And then they're like, well, okay, Picard. Let me watch Picard because I love The Next Generation. I love Picard. Oh, my God, what happened? I got to know. Let me watch it. And they watch the first episode, and they're like, okay. And then they keep watching it, and they're like, what is this? I want to die. And they stop watching. And at what point are they going to, do you exit and never try again? Will they keep trying? What if they turn on Strange New Worlds and they're like, this is goofy, or this is over, what if they don't like that? Now they're like, Jesus, what's going on? But I guess maybe the chances are they got to like one of these, right? Like, you don't like Discovery, okay. You don't like Picard, okay. But maybe will you ever watch Picard season 3? Because season 3 is the one that most people liked. Some people still don't like Picard season 3, but a lot more people ended up liking Picard season 3. You know what I'm saying? Like 400,000 people liked Picard season 1 and 2, but about 1 million people liked Picard season 3. So will they even make it to Picard season 3? After the first 2 seasons, they might not. So they'll never see the crew come back together and how well it was written compared to the other ones because Terry Matalas. I don't know. And then they turn on Strange New Worlds. I mean, maybe one of those things, though, they'll like. Maybe they'll like something, and that's what they hope. Just throw everything at the wall and hope that one of the Star Treks that they put out, you're going to like it. I don't know, man. I wish I was working on Star Trek because, oh, God, I just want to say, I want to save it so bad. I want to work on Star Trek so that I can make Star Trek that's really Star Trek. And that I believe that if somebody who loves Star Trek works on it, I really think that it will do better. And you've got to love it. I'm not talking about, because everybody always tries to do their version of Star Trek, and that's the problem. Like Kurtzman or whatever, they have their idea of what Star Trek is, and it's not really that great. Akiva Goldsman has his version of what he thinks Star Trek is. Terry Matalas had his idea of what Star Trek was. The people that wrote Deep Space Nine had their idea what Star Trek was. Rick Berman knew what his idea of it was based on Gene's. Gene Roddenberry knew what his idea of Star Trek was. Different movie directors and writers had an idea of what they thought Star Trek was during the 80s original series movies, even though they disagreed with Gene Roddenberry and Gene Roddenberry disagreed with them. But, like, as long as you write it really good, it can be a little bit of what you believe Star Trek really should be. But when you make it too much in your own image or your own idea, then you're forcing your version on people. It doesn't work out very well. I think it would be a good idea to have a diverse group of people writing Star Trek, and I don't mean a diverse group by, like, skin color and religion and shit. I mean, like, a diverse idea or ideals. So you may have a guy who's writing Star Trek who's like, I really love the fighting and the battles, and I like action episodes. And then you may have somebody else who's like, well, I like the ideology of Star Trek and getting into the really tough, questions and the human condition that, like, maybe the next generation got into, that sort of thing. And then you may have somebody who's like, well, I like more of the darkness and some of the stuff you saw in Deep Space Nine and the more, whatever. But if you get a mix of people like that together a little bit and you mix it together and every episode is a little bit different like that, then I think you're going to win if you do things that way. But one of the things you got to make sure you do is have the best continuity you ever could. And if you strive for the best continuity you ever could, you're not going to have the best. You're going to have close, right? Like if you aim for perfection with continuity, you're going to make a couple of mistakes, but people will forgive them and they'll move on and they'll ignore them and whatever else. But if you purposely go, who cares? Well, now you're destroying the the essence of the show, and you're making the show less viable and important to people. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys later in the next video, and July is approaching, and I haven't done much on here, and I won't, It's been a crazy time. I got laid off of my job, and I've been looking, I got laid off another one. I went to another place, and so I've been back and forth doing all kinds of things. It has been a awful time, so I'm sorry I have not made up many Star Trek videos. Maybe by Strange New Worlds Season 3, I'll be able to do reviews on it. By July, I'll be set up and everything, if I have a house anymore. But the whole world is falling apart. And nobody has money anymore, and it's just really bad times right now. So hopefully a show can make us happy, but I'm pretty concerned about it. But it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Oh, look, it's Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video, which I could be making more videos, or I may not see you until Strange New Worlds debuts. I don't know. Thanks for being subbed, though. And I hope you leave a comment.